So here we are in the large polytunnel, and I've dug up some of my dahlias and I've laid them out here in the middle. I'm going to clean these dahlia tubers off with water, and rather than let the water go to waste, I'll be watering the bed to get it ready for the ranunculus planting, which will be next week. So this video really, I'll just be cleaning off these tubers and doing an initial inspection. It's a pretty wet job, so wear good waterproof clothing and particularly footwear. So I've got nice high wellies on at the moment, otherwise your bottom half will get completely drenched. So we'll do a quick inspection of these tubers while they've still got the soil on. These came out of the ground yesterday, and I've just used my finger to remove the majority of the soil, which is clay and quite clingy and difficult to remove from the tubers. But you can leave the soil on the tubers, you can store them with the soil on. You can remove the soil, which is what we're going to do now, before the next stage, which will be either to divide now or to put them into storage. There's all these options, and I'll be talking about which option you might want to choose for your dahlias over the next few videos. So let's just look at one of these clumps. This one here is the most visible. You can see I've labelled it. We all have our own ways of labelling, and so just a quick look at this stage. And we can see a few tubers that have gone loose because the necks have broken. So I'm just looking for any obviously dark tubers. This here, you can see it, I think is a mother tuber. So these are preference dahlias, and I planted they were dahlia clumps that were planted, so there'll be more than one mother tuber. This is a mother tuber. It's just, you can just tell the skin looks older, and it's got a sort of bulbous shape to it, so that's mother tuber, in other words tuber that was planted last year. And this one alongside it's got the same sort of skin, so that's another mother tuber, and there's some damage to the lower end, and in fact if we pick at it you can see that the tuber is actually rotting inside. So that served its purpose really, that tuber, and is now beginning to rot, and unless we remove that before it goes into storage, that will be a seat for rot to start and infect the rest of the healthy tubers. So remove that now and make a better job of it with something sharp later. So there we go. I'm just going to wash some of these down now on video, and you can see how that's done. Very, very simple. You just use quite a powerful spray to get rid of as much soil as possible. So I'll do that now. So off we go. I'm just getting into the crevices, getting rid of as much of the loose soil as possible. Using my fingers to help break up some of the heavy soil. There's an earthworm in there. Sorry to disturb it. So that was quite a tricky clump really, just because of how big the tubers are and the nature of the soil clinging on. But that's probably as clean as it needs to be, and I'm going to turn it now downwards so that the stems can drain if there's any water left inside, and that'll be left to dry now for 2 or 3 days before we go on to the next stage. Get on with the next one. Fingers are a good instrument to help here, or you can use a stick. Be as gentle as you can so that you don't damage the skin of the tubers. Could be a bit stronger, this spray. Compromise between trying to get in there and get rid of the soil and not breaking any of the necks of the tubers. As you know, every variety has its own particular anatomy of the tubers. Sometimes they're very skinny, other times they're very fat, sometimes nice and loose, other times entangled. This is a fairly entangled variety. That snap was just one of the side shoots. So a quick inspection here, we've got one broken tuber, a split tuber, and we've got some damage to other ones. Fairly sort of short and fat tubers these, so the division when we come to do it won't be as easy as some. We're going to go through there and separate them out, and we'll do that on another video. Go along to the next ones. very often see earthworms right in there amongst the tuber mass. That's because they're feeding it on the sugars that are exuded from the root system of any plant, and also the bacteria that they feed on are attracted to the plant roots for that reason, because the plant sort of exchanges sugars for other nutrients that the bacteria is producing, classically nitrogen. So the earthworms get in there and join in the act. I don't know if you've found that when you're digging plants, around plants, that very often the earthworms are concentrated around the root system of a plant. Quite a lot of water being used, so that's why I've chosen to recycle it, to get it up here on the part of a bed that does need watering. These are more troublesome than most tubers. They're very concentrated and small, so that there's more nooks and crannies than usual. So this is quite a difficult example for washing. So I'm going to get on and do the rest now, and then I'll just show you the completed job. It'll take me about, maybe there's what, 30 tubers here, 35. It'll take me about half an hour. So I hope that's helped you in a way dealing with your tubers, and thanks for listening and watching, and I'll see you again soon, I hope. Bye for now.